titles are real popular in Brazil. But I tell you, a title without a substance means nothing. The prophet Job said that if we give people flattering titles, that our Maker, our Father, will cut them off. You know, another weakness of the Church of Brazil is they're impressed by titles and they're impressed by gifts, by spiritual gifts. But those gifts are never a testimony to the integrity of an individual. What impresses me, what impresses Jesus, is honor, integrity, character, because that's what we take to heaven. But the church seems to exalt celebrities, exalt personality. We have a few famous people that have risen to the top, whether they're preachers or musicians, worship leaders, and they've risen to the top, become celebrities and famous, and then that begins to set some kind of an example that that's a measure of success. First place, that's not a measure of success. Because I'll tell you, would be the most famous worship leaders? We won't call any names. I know them all. But I know how they started. I know how they began. They began alone in their room with their musical instruments. No audience, no following, no reputation, no CDs, no DVD, no nothing. They were in their room, alone in their room, worshiping Jesus. That's how they started. And out of their priesthood, their kingship was born. That's how yours is born. The Bible says God is seeking those who will worship Him in spirit and in truth. Why is He looking for those that will worship Him in spirit and truth? Because if they will emphasize their priesthoods, and they gain their authority and their position in their priesthoods, then as their kingship is developed, they don't become corrupted. You understand? They develop their priesthoods. Every move of God, every revival, it may be a national revival, may be a worldwide revival, may be a revival in your church, may be a revival in your life. But it always began with someone alone in your room, worshiping God, standing in His presence as that ministering priest unto God. Millions of Brazilians were touched by the revival. Let me tell you how it began. It began with people alone in their room, with someone hidden in God's presence, fulfilling their priesthoods, ministering to Jesus. Devils are no problem. Congregations are no problem. Money's no problem. You have no problem. How are you going to have problems in Jesus' presence? How are you going to have it lack anything in Jesus' presence? Everything you need is in His presence, is in your relationship with Him. I'll tell you what you do, my friend. Separate yourself. You go into God's presence, and you don't come out. You don't come out until Jesus calls you out. You stay there until you come out in the power of the Spirit. Who have you been with? Who have you been with? I've been with Jesus. Have you been with Jesus? Are you content to just be with Jesus? Because I'll tell you what will happen in your life. You'll come to the place in your life where you will say, Jesus, I don't want to go out there. I don't want to go before the congregation. I don't want to preach. I don't want to go. I want to stay here with you. I don't want to go out there. I don't want to build a church. I don't want a big ministry. I don't want to be on TV. I don't want 100 DVDs. I just want to be with you, Jesus. And Jesus says, now you're ready. Now I can use you. Now I can use you. You'll do that. You'll have the authority of a king. And you know what? It'll mean nothing to you. There's a call of the Spirit today. You develop your priesthood. Your kingship will take care of itself. That's the Melchizedek New Testament ministry. They have bread and they have wine for the children of Abraham, which speaks of the church. Hallelujah. Greatest promise in the Bible, greatest promises for those who overcome. And the greatest promise of those promises to the one who overcomes can sit with me, and he'll go into the temple and never come out again. Like Enoch, he walked with God, and he was not. He was not. I'm waiting for that day. Have you ever seen Jesus? I can tell you this, he's wonderful. I've just told you today, you emphasize the priest's side, and the king ministry will take care of itself. Jesus is looking for a people that just wants him. Just wants him. Nothing else. Just Jesus. Just Jesus.